It hangs there, right now, above all of our heads. A digital sword of Damocles, dangling by a single, fraying thread of code and collective belief. This isn't some ancient Greek myth. No, this is about Bitcoin, the king of cryptocurrencies, the financial revolution we were promised, or possibly the most elaborate, high-stakes game of Jenga in human history. Every day, its price soars, or it plummets, fortunes are made, and life savings are vaporized. What if the whole thing, the entire glittering digital empire, is built on a foundation of sand? What if it's all about to come crashing down, and the thread holding that sword is looking thinner by the day? So what is this thing that has everyone either planning their retirement on a yacht or stockpiling canned goods in a bunker? At its core, Bitcoin is digital money. That's it. It's built on a revolutionary technology called the blockchain. Which sounds complicated, but think of it like a public diary. A diary that everyone can see and no one can change. This public diary, the blockchain, is not stored in one place. Instead, this diary is copied and spread across thousands of computers worldwide. This is the decentralization part you hear so much about. It means no single person, no single company, no single government can control it. The trust isn't in a person or a bank, the trust is in the math. It's in the cryptographic code that secures the network. It also controls the creation of new bitcoins through a process called mining, which is basically a global competition where powerful computers solve incredibly difficult puzzles. This process is deliberately slow and difficult, which is why there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin in existence. Scarcity, as we know, creates value. Imagine this. You wake up one morning, you grab your phone to check the price of Bitcoin, a morning ritual for millions. But something is wrong. The chart isn't just red, it's a waterfall of red, a vertical drop. Panic, you check the news. A coalition of the world's largest economies has announced a coordinated global crackdown. The United States, the European Union, China, not just regulation, a full-blown prohibition. They declare the use of decentralized cryptocurrencies a threat to national security and financial stability. All exchanges operating within their borders are ordered to cease trading immediately. Holding Bitcoin is now illegal. The on-ramps and off-ramps to the traditional financial system are slammed shut. They are locked, they're barricaded. Governments, let's be honest, are not huge fans of things they can't control. And they absolutely cannot control Bitcoin. That monopoly is a cornerstone of their power. Think about the story of Liberty Reserve. It was shut down by the United States government in 2013, they seized the servers, they arrested the founder, the currency became worthless overnight. Let's talk about exchanges. These are the marketplaces where you buy, sell, and store your Bitcoin. They are the shiny, user-friendly gateways to the world of crypto. They are also, and I cannot stress this enough, the system's biggest point of failure. Because while Bitcoin itself is decentralized, the exchanges are not. They are centralized companies. They have offices, servers, bank accounts. Picture the scene. A major exchange, Omnicoin, suddenly halts all withdrawals. No reason is given. Just a cryptic message about unscheduled maintenance. Panic spreads like wildfire on social media. The hashtag #Omnicoin frozen is trending worldwide. Hours later, the truth comes out. The founders have vanished. Billions of dollars in customer funds are gone. Bitcoin, Ethereum, life savings, stolen. This isn't hypothetical. This has happened, again and again. The ghost of Mt. Gox still haunts crypto. One day it collapsed, about 850,000 BTC lost or stolen. More recently, FTX imploded, once an industry darling. Its collapse exposed fraud and mismanagement, vaporizing billions in customer assets. When FTX or Mt. Gox fail, it creates a contagion of fear. People on other exchanges start to panic. They rush to pull their funds out all at once. It's a bank run at internet speed. Bitcoin's security is legendary. It's protected by a fortress of cryptography that has, so far, remained unbreached. But here's a fun fact about fortresses. They are only as strong as their weakest wall. And in the digital world, a single undiscovered flaw, a ghost in the machine, could bring the entire fortress crumbling down. Imagine a brilliant but malicious coder, hidden away in a dark room somewhere, finds a critical bug in Bitcoin's core code. A flaw that allows them to do the impossible, create Bitcoins out of thin air, to counterfeit the uncounterfeitable. This is known as an inflation bug, and it is the crypto equivalent of the apocalypse. Soon, other eagle-eyed developers notice something is deeply wrong. The unbreakable rule of 21 million coins has been broken. And even if a direct attack on the core code is unlikely, the technology faces another existential threat: quantum computing. But quantum computers, a new type of machine that operates on the bizarre principles of quantum mechanics, could theoretically shatter that encryption with ease. While large-scale, fault-tolerant quantum computers are still years, or perhaps decades away, their eventual arrival hangs over Bitcoin like a death sentence. So, the crash happens. The sword falls. Whether by government decree, exchange collapse, or catastrophic hack, the price of Bitcoin has fallen 99.9%. The immediate aftermath? Pure financial devastation. Millions wiped out, institutional investors, ordinary retail buyers, heartbreaking stories, retirements lost, homes foreclosed. The fallout won't be contained to crypto. The collapse spills into traditional finance, major corporations, hedge funds, countries. A global recession is triggered. Is this the end of the idea? Probably not. After the ashes, the blockchain remains. Decentralized, trustless record-keeping won't vanish. Innovators pick through the rubble. Lessons learned from the collapse. Maybe a new, more resilient system rises. We're living through a historic financial experiment, ends in triumph or tragedy. Nobody will look away. The whole world is watching. Its fate rests on a knife's edge. Between unwavering faith and terrifyingly real threats, a beautiful machine designed to explode, and waiting for that thread to snap.